Dear students, welcome to the science class. So we are discussing about the electricity topic. In that topic we discussed about the heating effect of electric current in the last class. That is nothing but when electricity passes through a conductor, it is going to release some heat energy. So that can be given as H is equal to I square into R into T, where it is known as Joule's law of heating, where H is directly proportional to the I square, H is directly proportional to the R, that is nothing but resistance of the conductor, and H is directly proportional to the T, that is nothing but time taken by the current to flow through that conductor. Therefore, we have the formula that is nothing but H is equal to I square R into T. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the last topic of electricity chapter, that is nothing but electrical power. That is nothing but what? Electrical power. So before discussing electrical power, we should know about the power first. So what do you mean by the power? In the 9th standard, we discussed about the power in work and energy topic. That is nothing but power is nothing but what? It is the rate of work done. It is the rate of work done. In the same manner, we discussed about the power in the Lenz's topic. That is nothing but it is the reciprocal of the focal length. But that power is different and this power is different. So here the power is nothing but what? It is the rate of work done. It is nothing but what? It is the rate of work done. Rate of work done. Since we are discussing about the electricity and electrical power, if the power means rate of work done, in the same manner electrical power is nothing but what? It is the rate of electrical work done. So in this case, what type of work is going to be done? That is nothing but the charge is going to carry from one point to the another point. How the charge is going to carry from one point to the another point? By the electrons. So who is doing the work here? The electrons are doing the work. So whatever the work which is doing by the electrons and the rate at which those electrons going to do the work to carry the charge is nothing but it is the electrical power of that equipment. It is nothing but what? It is the electrical power of that equipment. So electrical power can be given as, let this be the electrical power can be denoted as capital P. This is nothing but power of the electrical power. So how it is going to be given as? It is given as P is equal to, we already know that it is the rate of work done. So if it is P is given like that, P divided by T. So it is the work and this is the time. So it is the rate of work done. So P is equal to W by T. Or you can take W is the H by T, or you can take E by T. So already I was discussing about the heating effect of electric current. The amount of heat released is equal to the amount of energy consumed, that is nothing but electrical energy consumed. In the same manner, the amount of electrical energy consumed or the amount of heat released is equal to the amount of work done. Therefore, W is equal to H equal to E. Therefore, P equal to W by T or H by T or E by T. So we are just considering this formula P equal to W by T. So now, we already have some different formulas. While starting from the class, we have a number of formulas. So I am going to take few formulas here. So we have the formula for voltage, potential difference, that is nothing but what? V equal to W divided by T. In the same way, we have the formula for, W by Q. We have the formula for I, that is nothing but I equal to Q by T. I equal to Q by T. So let us consider P equal to W by T here. So what is W equal to here? If you see here, V equal to W by Q. Therefore, W equal to V into Q. W equal to V into Q. So instead of W, we can write VQ. So therefore, P equal to VQ divided by T. Right? Now P equal to VQ divided by T. Q by T we already have I. So instead of Q by T, we can write I. Therefore, P equal to what? This is V into I. It is V into I. So this is the first formula of the power. P equal to V into I. So by using this formula, we can define the electrical power. So what is the electrical power here? Electrical power is the product of potential difference and the electric current. So electrical power is nothing but what? It is the product of voltage and electric current. So electrical power is the product of electrical current and potential difference. Electrical current and potential difference. Therefore, P equal to V into I. So this is about the electrical power, and the SI unit of the power is watt. It is watt, which can be written as capital W. So SI unit of the power is watt. So let us consider define 1 watt. In the examination they are going to ask the question as define 1 watt of electrical power. So if you take this example here, now you want to P is equal to 1 watt. If you want P equal to 1 watt, then the voltage should be 1 volt and the current should be 1 ampere. The current should be 1 ampere. If you substitute all those values, 1 watt equal to 1 volt into 1 ampere, which is equal to 1 volt ampere. So 1 watt equal to 1 volt ampere. And if you want to define 1 watt of electrical power here, 1 watt of electrical power can be defined as if the current flowing through that circuit is 1 ampere and voltage supplied is 1 volt. In this manner we can define the 1 watt of electrical power. So 1 watt of electrical power can be defined as if 1 ampere of current is flowing in a circuit to a supply of 1 volt. So if the supply is equal to 1 volt and if the current flowing to that circuit is 1 ampere, then the power of that circuit or the power of that equipment can be taken as 1 watt. So this is about the power. So we have another two formulas for the power. If you remember in the previous classes while discussing about the series connection and parallel connection. If you remember in the series connection, current is going to remain same. But what is going to change there? The voltage is going to change. So at that time, to find out the power of that whole power, the total power of that system, that is nothing but that circuit, we should know the known values only. We should know the values of those things. So if you check that series connection, in the series connection, voltage is fluctuating. It is changing. So it is possible that we are going to identify the voltage there. No, it is not possible. We don't know the value of the voltage itself. So which value we are going to consider there? We are going to consider the current value since it is same. In the same manner, if we take the resistance there, resistance will be known one. So in the circuit they are going to give the resistance. So in that cases, if the connection is given in the series connection, the system of the connection is given in the series connection, then find out the total power of that connection. We are going to use the different formula. Therefore, in series connection, in series, what will P becomes? P is equal to V into I. We know that. We know the formula. P is equal to what? V into I. But in series connection, we don't know the value of V. But which value we know? We know the value of current as well as we know the value of resistance. So if we substitute by the Ohm's law, if we substitute the value of V by Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to what? It is I into R. Therefore, P is equal to, instead of V, I am going to write it as I into R. Therefore, I into R is equal to into I. So I into I is equal to what? That is I into I is equal to what? P equal to I square into R. P equal to what? It is I square into R. So this is in series connection. The power in series connection can be calculated as P equal to I square into R. In the same manner, if you take the example of the power in parallel connection, power in the parallel connection. In the power parallel connection, so we have the formula for the real power, that is nothing but P equal to V into I. Power in the series connection, that is nothing but P equal to I square into R. The next parallel connection is the parallel connection. So if we take P equal to V into I again formula, so we already know that in the parallel connection current is going to change but voltage remains same. So we have the known values of the voltage as well as the resistance, but we don't know the value of electric current through that circuit. So we have to take here the unknown value here. For that reason, P equal to V is known, but I is unknown. So we are going to find out the I by Ohm's law again. That is nothing but I equal to V divided by R. So I am going to substitute I value as P divided by V divided by R. Since I equal to V by R. So after substituting I equal to V by R, we are getting the formula that is nothing but P equal to V into V what? It will be V square divided by R. So this is the third formula. P equal to V square divided by R. That is third formula, and this formula is used for the purpose of calculating the power in the parallel connection. This formula for the purpose of calculating the power in the series connection. This is a general formula to calculate the power in normal conditions. In the normal condition, if the voltage and current is given, then we are going to use this formula. If the formula is given and numerical is given in the parallel connection, then we are going to use this formula. If the numerical is given in the series connection, then we are going to use this formula. That is nothing but P equal to I square into R, P equal to V square divided by R, and P is equal to V into I. So these are the formulas for the power as well as this is about the power. Right. Now let us consider electrical energy. So what do you mean by electrical energy? It is nothing but it is the total energy consumed by a equipment or electrical equipment. Now let us take a bulb which is present in your home. So if you take the bulb, it is rated as 10 watt to 20 volt. So what do you mean by 10 watt? It is nothing but it is the power of that bulb. So then it is going to consume 10 watt up or 10 joules of work. It is going to do, or it is going to consume 10 joules of energy per second. 10 joules of energy per second. So in the same manner, if you take that example of the bulb only, is it possible that bulb is going to consume energy for that time only, or it is going to consume energy continuously? It is going to consume energy continuously. So the electrical energy of that thing, the electrical energy consumed by that thing is given by the product of the power to the time. It is given by the product of the power to the time. If we take that bulb only, if it is consuming, let us take it is power rating is 10 watt. So it is consuming 10 joules of energy per second. So it is going to continuously work for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, like that. If it is continuously working there, then the total power consumed by, or the total energy consumed by that equipment is equal to what? It will be nothing but the power consumed by, the energy consumed by in 1 second to the time taken. So the total energy is equal to the power into the time taken. So the electrical energy which is given, it is nothing but it is the product of the power to the time taken. It is the product of the power to the time taken. So electrical energy is the product of what? It is the power to the time taken. Since it is denoted as E, so E equal to what? It is P into T. It is P into T. So if you take here, if an equipment, take the example of equipment consuming 100 joules of energy per second, in 100 joules of energy per second. So how much energy it is going to consume in the 10 seconds? That is nothing but 100 into the 10. In the same manner, power is nothing but it is the rate of work done, right? Into time taken is nothing but it is going to give the total amount of energy consumed by that equipment. So that we are taking the electrical energy as the product of power into the time. Product of power into the time. And the SI unit of the electrical energy, SI unit of electrical energy is nothing but what? If you substitute values of the SI units of the power in the time, it will be what? It will be E equal to watt T second. Watt second. But this is the not the SI unit of electrical energy which we are going to use in this chapter. So if you check here, is it possible that we are going to use only one equipment in our home or in our schools or in our factories? No, it is not possible. So we are going to use n number of equipment. There may be 10 or 15 bulbs. We are going to use 5 to 6 fans. In the same manner, there will be refrigerator. There will be bulbs. There will be iron box. There will be coils. So those things have different powers. Those things have different powers as well as those things have different amount of energy consumption, and they are going to work days and days or months. So if it is working days to the months, then the amount of energy consumed by those things will be higher, right? The amount of energy consumed by those things together in a week or in a month will be higher. For that purpose, this unit which we are using here, that is nothing but watt to seconds, it is very small compared to the energy consumption by those equipment. For that reason, for the commercial use, we have a different SI unit of the electrical energy. That different SI unit of the electrical energy is nothing but what? It is the kilowatt hour. Which is nothing but what? Kilowatt hour. So this is the SI unit of the energy consumption. So kilowatt hour, which is equal to 1 unit. Which is equal to how much? Which is equal to 1 unit. Now if you check the meter reading in your homes, so if you say that 1 unit is the electrical energy is consumed, that is nothing but 1 kilowatt hour of electrical energy is consumed in your meter. If a meter reading shows 20 units, that is nothing but 20 kilowatt hour of electrical energy is consumed in your home by the equipment which is used by your home, in your home. So this is nothing but what? Electrical energy is nothing but it is the meter reading only. Whatever the meter reading we are going to read in our meters is nothing but it is the electrical energy. Right, so that 1 kilowatt is equal to, 1 kilowatt hour is equal to how much? 1 unit. And this is the SI unit of the electrical energy. Commercial SI unit of the electrical energy. So always remember, in the examination in the numerical set they asked to calculate the electrical energy. It should be in the form of kilowatt hour. It shouldn't be in the form of watt second or watt hour. It should be in the form of kilowatt hour. Right. So this is the SI unit of the this is the SI unit of the electrical energy. Now we are going to convert this SI unit of the electrical energy into the joules. So we already know that 1 kilowatt hour equal to how much units? 1 unit. So if we take 1 kilowatt hour, so we are going to convert kilowatt hour into the joules. Right. Therefore, 1 kilowatt hour is equal to how many joules? So if you want to write here, kilowatt can be written as 1 into 1000 watts. Right, kilo means how much? It is 1000 only, into 1 hour equal to how many seconds? 1 hour equal to how many seconds? It is nothing but 60 into 60 seconds. So it will be 60 into 60 seconds. Therefore, 1 into 1000 it will be 1000. 60 into 60 is equal to how much? It is equal to 3600. 3600 into watt second. So 1000 into 3600 is equal to how much? 36 1 36 000 00 into watt second. So that is equal to how much? 3.6 into 10 raised to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 watt seconds. Right. So it is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6. We already know the value of watt, that is nothing but joule per second. So if you substitute that thing, joule per second into second, second gets cancelled. So therefore 1 kilowatt hour equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. 1 kilowatt hour equal to how much? 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. So 1 unit is equal to 1 unit of electrical energy equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. So if we check in our home, we are going to get the reading as 20, 30, 40, 50 units per month. If we compare that value to this value is very smaller. It is very high. The quantity of this value is higher. So for that reason, in comparison with the kilowatt hour, this unit is very small. For that reason, we are using the 1 kilowatt hour as the SI unit of the electrical energy consumption, not the joule per second or not the watt per second. So for that reason, 1 kilowatt hour equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. So this is very high value. For that reason, it is not possible to take this value. For that reason, we are taking the 1 kilowatt hour as the SI unit of the electrical energy. So this is about all the concept which is coming in the electricity topic. That is nothing but we discussed about the heating effect of electric current in the last class. In this class we discussed about the electrical power and as well as electrical energy. So we are going to see some numericals depending on this topic. After that, this chapter is completed. Now let us consider an example which is given in your textbook. An electric bulb is connected to a 220 volt generator. The current is 0.5 amperes. What is the power of the bulb? So here we have to calculate the power of the bulb. Since what they are given here, they are given the voltage, that is nothing but they are given the voltage V and 220 volts. And what they are given, onto that supply, the electric bulb is connected to a 220 volt supply. The current is 0.5 amperes. So the electric current is given, that is nothing but I is equal to 0.5 amperes. So we have to calculate power of the bulb. We have to calculate the power of the bulb, which is equal to P, which is equal to question mark. Since we know the formula for the power of the bulb, that is nothing but P equal to V into I. So that is equal to what is the value of V here? It is 220. So into 0.5. So which is equal to 220. 0.5 can be written as 1 by 2. So 2 1s are 2 11s are 0. So that is equal to how much? 110 watts. So the power of the bulb is equal to 110 watts. Power of the bulb, which is equal to 110 watts. Right. So this is the answer for this question. Now let us consider the second question here. Second numerical. So what is that numerical? An electrical refrigerator rated 400 watt for 8 hours a day. A electrical refrigerator rated 400 watt works for 8 hours a day. What is the cost of energy to operate it for 30 days at rupees 3 kilowatt per hour? It should be rated 400 watt, operate for 8 hours a day. What is the cost of energy to operate it for 30 days at rupees 3 per kilowatt hour? So in the problem statement they are given the electrical refrigerator which is rated as 400 watt. So what does it mean? It is going to consume 400 joules of energy per second. So if it is working for 8 hours a day, so what will be the total rate if it is working for 30 days and the rate for 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3 rupees. So we have to calculate the current bill. In general, we have to calculate the current bill of this electrical refrigerator, which is working 8 hours a day and it is continuously working for 30 days. So we have to calculate the total current bill. So we are going to calculate the total current bill here. First, we have to calculate the total units of that refrigerator, total electrical energy consumed by that refrigerator. So for that reason, we have to write first given data. So what are the given data here? We check here. Electrical refrigerator rated 400 watt. So what is that 400 watt? It is nothing but it is the power of the refrigerator. So if you take the power of refrigerator, that is nothing but P is equal to 400 watts. Right? P which is given as 400 watts. Next, what they are given? The time taken for work. Time taken for work in a day is nothing but how much? T is equal to 8 hours. Right? Then total days taken. Which is equal to how much? It is 30 days. Therefore, the total energy consumed. Will be what? It is E is equal to question mark. Total electrical energy consumed, that is nothing but E is equal to question mark. Therefore, E is equal to what is the formula? Power into the time taken. Therefore, what is the power given here? It is 400. What is the time taken for 1 day? It is 8. Into the what is the time taken for total thing? How many days it is working? It is working for 30 days. So into 30. Let this be the same thing. If it is working for 1 day 8 hours, then how many hours it is going to work for 30 days? It is nothing but 30 into 8. So directly I am taking 30 into 8 here. So it is equal to, for 8 how much? It is equal to 32. 32 3 is 96. So it will be 96,000 watt hours. Is equal to how much? It is equal to 96,000 watt hours. But if you remember, the energy, the SI unit of the energy consumed is nothing but what? It is kilowatt hour. So you have to convert this watt hour into the kilowatt hour. So how we are going to convert this thing? By dividing by the 1000. So 1 kilowatt is equal to how much? It is equal to 1000 watt. In the same manner, 1 watt hour is equal to 1 divided by 1000 kilowatt hour. So we are going to divide whole thing by 1000. So we are going to get the kilowatt hour as our SI unit. So E is equal to 96,000 divided by 1000. So 0 0 get cancelled. It become 96 kilowatt hour. So the total energy consumed is equal to how much? It is E equal to 96 kilowatt hour. So we have to find out the cost of total energy consumed. So we already know that the cost of 1 watt hour is equal to how much? The cost of 1 watt hour, 1 kilowatt hour is 3 rupees. Right? It is 3 rupees. Therefore, the total cost is nothing but how much? If 1 watt hour is equal to 3 rupees, then 96 watt hour is equal to how much? Kilowatt hour is equal to how much? It is nothing but 96 into the 3 kilowatt hours. Therefore, 96 into 3, which is given as 3 6 is 18, 3 2 9 is 27 plus 1, it is equal to 288 rupees. It is equal to how much? It is equal to 288 rupees. Therefore, the total cost for 30 days is 288 rupees. 288 rupees. Like that, you have to calculate all those things. See here, if you don't want to convert those things here, just directly convert those things here. So power can be written as 400 watt. So it can be written as 0.4 kilowatt. 0.4 kilowatt. Directly you can convert those watts into the kilowatt here only. and directly multiply those things with the time, then you are going to get the total energy consumed. Or you can do what? You can find out the first electrical energy consumed in the watt hour. Then what you have to do? You have to divide by 1000 so that you are going to get the value as kilowatt hour. So here your topic is completed about the electrical energy as well as the electrical power, and your whole electricity topic is also completed here. We are remaining with the some in-text questions. Those are easy ones so that you solve it. I'm directly going to solve the exercise questions in the next class. So in the next class we are going to solve the exercise questions. After that this chapter is completely over. Up to that point, up to the next section. Thank you. Take care. Stay well. Stay home.